Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. This time out, we're looking at the first audio interface from Neve. Let's get started. Neve has been creating class-leading pro audio gear for more than 60 years. One example is the Neve 88RS console, which you can find in Abbey Road studios in Air, Capitol, Skywalker Sound. It's an incredible mixing console, and now they brought that same technology to a USB bus-powered audio interface. This is the Neve 88M audio interface. As I mentioned, it's a bus-powered audio interface, USB 3.0, also backward compatible to USB 2.0. It's a 10-in, 10-out audio interface. We have 2 analog inputs in the front. We also have 8 channels of ADAT optical input and output that allows for expansion of the ins and the outs in this audio interface. The 88M is core audio compatible, class compliant for Mac. There is a driver that you can download for Windows use. And a big part of the design of this audio interface is that they're using state-of-the-art analog to digital and digital to analog converters, which are of course very important. But equally important, or some might even say even more important, is they've surrounded those converters with state-of-the-art Neve analog circuitry. Not only do we have state-of-the-art technology in the 88M, we also have class-leading specifications. For frequency response, we're ruler flat from 20 Hz to 20 kHz within 0.1 dB. If we look at the half dB points, plus or minus 0.5 dB, frequency response is from 10 Hz to 35 kHz, and half a dB is still ruler flat across that range. We've got up to 113 dB dynamic range in the analog domain, and in the digital domain, dynamic range jumps to 120 dB. The equivalent input noise or EIN rating is very low at minus 125 dB, and we've got distortion as low as 0.0007%, extremely low distortion in this device. Latency with the 88M is extremely low, 4 milliseconds round trip, but of course you can drop that down to basically 0 by using the direct monitoring features on the front panel, as we'll see in just a minute. A unique feature on the back panel is not only do we have 2 monitor outs, we also have 2 analog domain insert points, and those are actually TRS balanced I/O. So on channel 1 and channel 2, we've got a balanced TRS output and a balanced TRS input for the insert point, and the same thing on channel 2. This is ideal for inserting pro-level compressors, EQs, and other gear into the signal path when you're tracking. Now let's take a look at the front panel. We have 2 input channels, and those are uncompromising XLR TRS jacks. Now you select what level of input is active by pressing the gain control. So we have mic, line, and instrument level, or DI input, for both channels. You can select those independently. We have 48-volt phantom power, individually switchable for each input. As far as the mic inputs go, they're actually drawn from the technology in that 88RS very high-end console from Neve. We've got 68 dB of gain on tap, and that's plenty to use with dynamic, ribbon, and condenser microphones with most sources. Another feature of the 88M is that it features transformer-balanced inputs and transformer-balanced outputs, and this contributes a lot to the fantastic sound quality of this audio interface. Those are proprietary Marinari transformers that are used in this Neve device. And that does mean that we've got a transformer-balanced mic input, but also a transformer-balanced line input. You come in the line input, hit that transformer, and then go directly to the converter. I mentioned that there are direct monitoring capabilities that basically eliminate latency with the 88M. Now there are some options as far as setting this up, and you select those by pressing the headphone volume control. The first option is direct. In this case, channels 1 and 2 come straight in, they're panned hard left and hard right, and go straight out the outputs and out the headphone output. Our second option, if we press again, is mix. In this case, we're getting a stereo feed from our DAW back from the computer, and we're also getting channel 1 and channel 2 coming in and going straight back out in stereo. So we've got our stereo DAW mix, and we've also got our stereo input mix. This allows you to overdub with 2 channels simultaneously with no latency. Our next option is DAW. In this case, we get a stereo feed straight out of your DAW on your computer. This is what you'd use when you're mixing or when you're mastering. Our final option is mono. Now in this case, we get a stereo feed from your DAW back through the interface. We have our 2 inputs coming in, but instead of those inputs being panned hard right and hard left, they're both panned to the center, and in certain monitoring situations, that's going to be ideal. There's even nice little touches with the volume control. This is the exact same volume pot that's found in that 88RS high-end console. It has a notch at the minus 12 dB point, which makes it very easy to calibrate your monitors for a specific volume level. And of course, rounding things out on the front panel, we have our headphone volume control, and that feeds the jack on the front panel. If you've been looking for a USB audio interface that's easy to set up, easy to use, and sounds absolutely fantastic, you definitely want to pay attention to the 88M from Neve. The inputs sound fantastic. You've got those analog insert points that are balanced for use with pro gear. You've got all the different monitoring options to reduce latency. It's a complete package that makes it very easy to get great sounding tracks. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click here for more videos like this, or start at sweetwater.com for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.